Hey guys, it's Eric and Karina.
And this is Eric, because I don't have a moniker for this one.
And welcome back to the Late Podcast. The law according to Eric. All right, well, welcome back, guys. Today it is just me and Eric. HR is not here today.
A well-deserved day off.
Well-deserved day off. It is a well-deserved day for her.
Monitoring me full-time, that takes its toll.
And 24/7.
Right.
She doesn't get a break either.
That's
so
right.
She has a little break right now. It's sad that her topic was today, though, and she couldn't be here for it. But I hope she enjoys hearing about it, I guess.
All right, hopefully.
So with that, Eric had mentioned last time that the topic for today was obscure injuries. So I dug through Reddit, finding some of the funniest or like just the weirdest injuries, like a way of injuries that someone got. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that I have an actual story, a close family story of a very weird, obscure injury.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if I can get permission to either broadcast or get the original injured party to tell the story, because he'd probably do it better than I will. I'm sure you can guess by now. We'll wait and see if I get a response. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you just read like a news story and you hear like the most obscure things, like a lady was in a car accident and like a steel beam like went through the windshield and like pierced her heart.
Yeah.
Like these very, I mean, and I'm not trying to make fun of something like that.
No. Yeah.
Like these very weird, obscure, injuries.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, like, I had a friend, it's not a joke, in a big scar on his cheek. Okay. He got it from a fucking bass fishing accident.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It wasn't even like the rod and the reel. I don't even know what happened. Like slipped on the side of the boat and like hit his cheek.
There are a lot of those, and you should be grateful because I didn't put a lot of those in because a lot of those are very gross. Of some of those injuries, so I decided to not put most of those in. I put some of these in that are good and won't make our stomachs turn. So,
all right.
What's the weirdest injury you have though?
I don't know. That's a hard one because I had little ones when I played football, like in high school and stuff. I try to think, like, what was the most obscure injury? I think I once literally had my entire pinky toe on my foot nail ripped off by total accident. Like I just like accidentally was walking across the kitchen and like I just kicked the side of the table, like not intentionally, and it just like and it was almost like the tip of my pinky toe like exploded.
Yeah.
It was like awful.
I've lost a couple of toenails before, so I know that. Let's see. What do you think of mine? I think my most obscure injury, I was like 6 and I was in Honduras and I was on a hammock they had inside, and I accidentally, like, they swung it too hard and I fell off the hammock, like flew off the hammock, I guess would be the correct term. And I landed right on the concrete on my chin. So the whole bottom part of my face was bruised for the rest of that vacation in Honduras. That was, I think, my most obscure injury. Yeah.
I can tell you that my son Matthew, when he was little, we took him like bowling, and like you have like the bumpers that exercise that kids don't. So he like went to go bowl the ball and it slipped and like it hit the bumper and he was trying to follow it and then he slipped forward and basically like landed like his chin landed on the ball because it was slow,
Yeah.
So him was like big, like he like split his chin, he had to get stitches.
Oh, yeah. See, mine didn't split at least, but yeah.
It's like weird stuff.
All right, so let's start with the ones I have. Okay, ready for number 1?
Yeah.
Title is Watch Out for Sheet Metal. Very short. These are very shorts, but okay. He says, I was on a horse. He reared up. I slid off his back, tripped over something behind me, and slid down a piece of sheet metal sticking out of the barn. I cut my forearm to the bone, sliced all of my tendons, and 2 hours of surgery and 250 stitches inside and out. Wore a cast for 6 weeks as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of a random,
way to do all of that? Yep, on a horse. Just horse backed up. And all of that came from it. I would hate horses for the rest of my life.
I've seen a horse like go wild, like with someone, like where they just think they're the cutest like animals, and like, oh, let me go like pet you from behind without you seeing like, those fucking legs kick.
Yes.
And like I seen a dude like get thrown back like 10 feet.
Well, just even 1 feet. I mean, one of their little hooves that just kick you, you're done. So I can't imagine just both. Oh, that must be bad. So the next one we have, though, is Am I the Asshole? Just because I wanted to throw it in there just so we have one. We only have one Am I the Asshole.
By the way, we are going to have a guest come on at around
okay.
10. He's going to call in. This is, yes, my brother Josh has what I believe to have been the most obscure injury to ever happen.
Okay.
I'll let the audience, we're like over 8,000 and change now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let the audience decide on this one.
Okay. So now let's start our Am I the Asshole one.
Yeah.
So the title is Am I the Asshole for Joking About My Head Injury? When I was 14, my dad gave me a concussion by physically attacking me. I had so much brain damage, I was on complete mental rest for 3 months, memory loss, and even had to relearn how to walk correctly in physical therapy. It was brutal. He said my traumatic brain injury still affects my life from time to time 6 years later. Anyways, sometimes I like to make light jokes about it. To me, at least, poking fun at myself for the things I forget and how certain information must have been knocked out of my head at some point. My family doesn't seem uncomfortable with it except for my dad. So I was wondering, am I the asshole for making these jokes after all this time and personal growth? Jokes are a way that I cope with the process and what happened without spiraling into episode of PTSD. But is it time to let it go? I feel like it's fine if I'm joking about myself and my injuries. Some people think that I'm wrong for doing so, though. Am I the asshole?
I'll tell you what, I was going to say kind of until the second line where he's like, yo, this is how I cope.
Yeah.
So you know what? No, you're not, buddy. People don't have to like it.
Yeah.
It's funny or laugh. And people might tell you, like, yo, you're being obnoxious. Like, Billy, we've heard this story 80 fucking times now. But if that's how Billy coped with that, his dad literally beat the shit out of him. Literally,
yeah.
To the point where he's
he couldn't remember.
Memory loss.
He had to learn how to walk again.
Yeah. The fact that you can joke about that says a lot more about your fortitude, Billy.
Exactly. So, I think he should keep going. So.
Yeah. So let me just tell you. So I'll for the sake of podcast.
Okay.
So I am going to give Jokester Billy 0 dingleberries.
Me too.
You know what? You do you, pal.
Exactly. If you think it's funny, you keep laughing.
I am going to give him, though, a 6 on the Feldman scale. Only because I don't think you really need to get Reddit's opinion on this. Okay?
I love his joke, though.
Well,
it must have been knocked out of my head at some point.
I know. And it's probably funny the first 34 times.
Probably. Probably.
That's what I mean. This is getting like a little bit Feldman-ish.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, and I'm not trying to make fun of like child rape and all that.
Right.
How many fucking times has Feldman bitched about it?
Mm-hmm.
Honest, to the point where I think it takes away a little bit of this, like, the seriousness of the situation.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm not trying to victim blame or victim shame, but Feldman is special. Okay, Corey Feldman is special.
He is.
But that's why we have the scale.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not quite Corey Feldman level, but honestly,
it's on there. Yeah.
You don't really need to do that. Now, if this was sort of your passive aggressive way of making sure your abusive dad never fucking forgets what he did to you,
right?
Then I take it all back and good on you. I just don't feel like you're that sophisticated. Mm-hmm. I mean, to be honest, I feel like this is just you basically learning how to live with it.
Yeah.
Still good on you for that, but not in a devious way that I would, appreciate.
Right.
It's just more like pat you on the back, like, good, Billy. It's okay, Billy. You can talk about your fucking...
go ahead. You laugh about it, Billy.
Right. So, for all those reasons, I'm going to give no dingleberries on this one, but he's going to get a 6 on the Feldman scale.
All right. Next one then. Right. Title is Dangerous Football Practice. I was at a football practice and we were doing sprints. We were almost done and I was hauling ass down the track, and right before the line where we stopped, my patella tendon just decided to fall off my knee. Obviously, I fell, and since I'm a big dude, I was a center, I fell hard, with my fucked up leg hitting the ground first, causing it to break. Since the tendon wasn't even there to protect it, it didn't hurt. I was just freaking the fuck out because I could not move my leg at all. They had to screw the stuff back together, and after surgery was the most painful thing I've ever experienced in over 20 years on this earth. Having to be in a big ass leg brace for about 4 months wasn't fun either. I have a pic of the x-ray with screws somewhere if anyone wants to see it. But I looked for the picture. I don't think anyone asked them for it. But that's insane. Your patella tendon can just fall off your knee?
I've never heard that. I mean, to be honest, look, when I played football, I saw some like pretty rough injuries. Lots of them were legs and knees and ankles. I mean, that's kind of, no matter how much padding you have, whatever, it's just, you can't help it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think I've ever witnessed anything quite that gruesome. It sounds fucking awful.
Yeah. Like, I would never play football again.
Well, no. If you had that injury, you wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you couldn't, right?
No, that's what I mean. Like, that decision was made for you.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you're like, yo, fuck this. No, that's God's way of letting you know, buddy, you shouldn't be out on this.
What do you think that even feels like?
I don't even want
for that tendon to like just...
No, I don't want to. I'll tell you what. I wouldn't be totally surprised if the pain kicked in the next day.
Well, yeah, he said the pain wasn't there until after surgery because
Yeah.
he was like, the tendon wasn't there. It didn't hurt.
No, it's not just that, but also when your body experiences trauma,
Yeah.
you have a shock.
Yeah.
The adrenaline and the endorphins, your body floods you with it, so you don't have
that thing. Yeah.
Right,
you don't freak out.
right.
Yeah.
But when things kind of calm down, like, yo, you just finished successful surgery, you're going to walk again, then
all of that shit comes right back.
Right.
Yep.
And you know what's really interesting about it? I want you to think about this for a second. The body naturally can mask pain as well as fucking morphine.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we just don't have it on demand like morphine drips.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But think about that. I mean, the synthetic version of what your own body can do in a traumatic situation, right, is morphine.
I've heard, especially when you do like a head injury or when you hit your head really hard, your brain will kind of not even let you know you hurt it because it wants you to find help. So it's like, I'm not going to even let them know they're hurt. I need someone else to see them. And I saw that when I went to San Diego earlier this year, and I did a hike and it ended at the beach. And as I'm walking, there's a surfer coming up just covered in blood. And like, we asked him, we were like, hey, are you okay? And he looked at us like we were crazy. And he was like, what? And I was like, you took a hit. He was like, oh yeah, like I hit my surfboard. And I was like, no, you're bleeding. And he was like, he looked at us like, what are you talking about? And that's when he touched like his head, but he was dripping. He had not realized that he was bleeding, that he hit his head. And he was like, oh, I didn't feel it really. And he still couldn't feel it. And I was like, that's insane. Like he was just bleeding down. So
I've seen kind of stuff like that. It's happened to me too, where like I like bump my shin on the side of a chair and it like cuts it, or have like a small scrape. I don't feel it or notice it until I get home and like, oh, I got a blood stain on my jeans. Like, how'd that happen? You know, but yeah, I mean, again, look, the human body, the way in which our endorphins and nervous system reacts and how we sort of protect it, and also psychologically. Yeah. How the body's able to sort of repress or bury bad memories and kind of help you move on. I mean, it's an amazing thing. Yeah. You know, not scary, but amazing. Yeah, well, scary to the extent of, imagine if this guy was really concussed. Yeah. And he's just like walking like this fucking VW bug, like, let's just, surf's up, dude. Yeah. Let's just, I'd be a little concerned about that. All right, next one. So this one was titled My Weird Injuries. And this is a girl. She did 2 stories. Oh. The first one they're really short. She said, the worst one was when I wrecked a dirt bike and it ripped my nipple open. I'm a girl, so yeah, that was weird. The second one, she said, the most recent one was actually yesterday. I'm severely allergic to dogs, and my brother bought his dog over, and my lip swelled up so massive that it split in 3 different places. I'm still healing from that. I mean, the second one sounds almost like intentional. Yeah, your brother knows. How do you know? That kind of thing. So the dirt bike one is crazy. How did you rip your nipple open on a dirt bike? Yeah. All right. Hang on. Sorry, we're back. It's been a really busy day. Hopefully we can get through the whole episode. Yeah. But here's what I think. I think that the fucking dog thing was on purpose. Okay, I'm serious. Like, that was just a dick move on brother's part. Your brother bought you pineapple. Yeah, I know. I know. That's really not okay. I feel bad for the big fat lip, But in that one, at least, the other one we can get back to later. But on the big lip thing, I just feel like it could be a lot worse. I mean, sorry that your lip kind of burst, but in 3 different spaces. Yeah, but that's just because your lip swells, and that happens. Take some fucking Benadryl. And life goes on. Again, it doesn't mean that Brother Billy wasn't the asshole for bringing the dog and knowing you're allergic to dogs. Exactly. I'm wondering if this was like a total surprise, like Brother Billy opened the front door and like let the dog run around like crazy, or did she have the option to like try to like back off, and then she was like, fuck it. Maybe. I don't know. My whole thing is, why just her lips? Yeah, I know. That's just weird. I mean, it can't be weirder than the nipple being ripped open because she crashed a dirt bike. I don't know how she did that, so not sure. I don't know. You ready to move on? Yes. Okay. So this one is titled Ignored Ruptured Hernia. My mom told me a story about how this dude had a ruptured hernia and that he'd ignored it for a while. And then one day he sneezed and all of his intestines flopped out of his body, like out onto the floor. His wife literally scooped them up in a towel and held the towel while they drove there. Oh. My mom heard that bit but told me that she nearly shit herself when the dude came walking in holding a bloody towel and his wife was yelling, "My husband's guts fell out. My husband's guts fell out." Oh my God. Imagine. You sneeze and your guts fall out? No, that's disgusting. All right, here we go. Hang on.
Okay.
We're going to have a special call. That you, brother?
Hey.
So I want to just give you a heads up. So Hurricane and I, HR is not here today. She's on a well-deserved day off. Hurricane and I, today's topic is obscure injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And before we go even further, we've only gotten through a few, but I was telling the audience, a little teaser, that I happen to know somebody that I'm quite close to that had what I consider to be perhaps the most obscure fucking injury ever.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than me fuck this story up or ruin it, I'm going to turn it over to you, the injury. Get it? Injury.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That little legal plan words. To kind of tell our 8,000 plus now. I mean, they already know that you poop on first class flights, and they already know,
It's banned off Facebook.
Right, that you've been banned on Facebook and all these other things, but I don't think they quite know the obscure injury you sustained. So, bro,
No.
Take it away, brother Billy.
Okay, so as an honorable mention, I do have a story about a friend that also had the obscurity of an injury that I'll tell you about. But for me, we were in Israel, me and a bunch of friends, over the summer, and we went to the ocean.
How old were you?
I think I was 13, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yes, I know, but
we went to, and we were swimming around, and I felt something like burning, like it really hurt, and the salt water was like really getting bothering me, and so I came out. Turned out a jellyfish had actually sucked my neck right off of my chest.
Okay, so this is like the worst possible timing because you just cut in and out. But audience, literally, a jellyfish stung half of my brother's nipple off.
How is that even possible?
There is literally half a nipple floating in the Mediterranean somewhere still.
How is that even possible?
Okay, they don't bite, they suck. So it sucked my nipple out. And to this day, one protrudes way further out than the other on my chest because I lost one to a jellyfish.
I thought jellyfish sting though. How did you not feel that?
Oh, I did. Oh, did I cut out for that? It hurt. All of a sudden I was feeling this stinging and there was salt water in it.
Oh, God, no.
And got out to see what's going on, and I just I had seen the jellyfish come up to me. I didn't think anything of it, but now that I was missing half my nipple, I realized that the jellyfish got me for a nipple.
Why were you not scared of the jellyfish?
I was 13. I wasn't scared of anything.
Okay.
Well, it probably happened pretty quick too. I'd imagine.
Yeah. Wow.
Listen, if you knew Josh at 13, right, he wasn't out swimming anything.
Okay. Okay.
I was just telling somebody that I didn't actually have any fears until I was 30. So,
oh my God. Okay, that frontal lobe didn't develop.
Well, now tell us about the other friend though. So long as we're on the topic.
Right, so my buddy, we'll call him Jamie because his name is Jamie. He's a fraternity brother of mine, and he missed a couple meetings. So we asked him what the problem was, and he said he slipped a disc in his back. So we're like, well, how did that happen? What were you doing? And Jamie's known to be pretty well hung. So Jamie was doing what every guy in the world has tried at one time or another. He was trying to blow himself.
No.
And he slipped the disc in his back.
Oh my God.
Curl position.
Oh my God.
The seated fetus position.
Oh my God. Yep.
There's no way he was Jewish.
No, Jamie Wolf. Yeah, no. Jamie.
No, full name? Full government name. Just out. Wow.
Jay was also a Jew with muscles everywhere. And
Is he adopted? We don't roll like that mostly.
I swear to God, nobody else in his family looks like that. But no.
There's only one other Jewish guy that I know that has looks like that, and that's the actor Zac Efron.
Zac Efron's Jewish?
Yes.
I did not know that.
We can claim him.
Oh, wow.
And Lenny Kravitz.
Nice.
Word.
Oh my God. You know you're on air, right? Okay. Anyway, thank you for the nipple story.
What about the other one?
Oh, I know, but well, oh yeah. So I'm gonna let Hurricane score the two stories because I'm too close to everybody on this one.
And what, assholes?
Yeah,
Is
Dingleberries and Feldman scale.
I don't think. Well, okay. For the second story, Feldman scale, that's a 0. That's a 0. And then to be able to admit that, you could have said anything else. No, he was like, no, this is what really happened. That's a 0. He had no shame in what he tried, no shame in what he did. I don't think he's an asshole for that. I guess, that experimenting. The jellyfish, I feel like 6, because I think I see a jellyfish and I'd run. I think SpongeBob has taught us that enough. See jellyfish, you run.
Well, remember, we didn't have SpongeBob when we were that age, but.
So I'll give it a 6 just because he just wasn't afraid. So.
No. What, Josh?
I weighed almost 300 pounds when I was 13. I wasn't running away from shit.
That's what I was saying. If you knew us back then.
You're lighter in water.
No, but hey, Josh wasn't out swimming anyone, okay?
I wasn't swimming.
Okay, Josh wasn't going to outswim a fucking Galapagos turtle back in those days. Just saying.
Well.
But you got a big heart.
You do.
Word.
All right, G. Talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I have one.
Okay.
It's a true story also.
Okay.
I won't like government name the fucking guy.
Right.
Like, So this is a guy that I knew. Actually was in my fraternity as well back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call him Hef. Okay. So Hef was a very heavy bong smoker.
Okay.
Okay. And I mean, we all were to an extent, right? But I mean, this was after the goldfish.
Okay.
But anyway, so one day Hef was, lighting up, taking his bowl. And a lot of people, like, they take the metal part of the bowl out of the pipe part, just to kind of like let it go, and you breathe really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So he breathed in so hard that a lit ember of weed went all the way through the bottom of the bong up and right to the back of his throat and burned his tonsil.
Oh my fucking God. Oh wow.
And as a fucking adult, he had to have his tonsil removed. And he had to explain to the doctor why he had a fucking burn on the back of his tonsil.
God.
And people were like, yo, did you swallow a cigarette or something? Like, how does that even happen?
I've never heard of that. That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and he had his tonsils out, but he did get ice cream for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the only good part about getting your tonsils out.
Literally burned his tonsil so bad it had to be removed from a fucking lit weed ember that he sucked through his bong as an adult.
Wow.
Yes. So
I would be embarrassed.
Yeah.
I would. All right.
That's why we didn't use his full name.
Yeah.
But
Hefrey?
If you're out there.
Context clues. I think I know the name.
You know who you are.
All right, next one. Or did you have any more comments on the guy that his guts fell out?
Oh yeah.
That's
something straight out of the fucking Saw movie.
That's why you don't ignore ruptured hernias.
I mean, that's just that's awful. Oh my God.
Yeah, and then for your wife to have to scoop them up onto a towel.
You know what? Let me just tell you, and that's why I'm not going to rate this guy badly, because that's love. Okay, I'm serious. There are a few things that if your significant other does them for you, that's true love. Okay?
So if she sneezed so hard her guts came out, you would not pick them up for her?
Fuck no.
You'd let her die on the floor?
No, I call 911.
Oh my God.
I know they're better equipped than I am. I'm not getting my hands all up in that. And listen, there's a couple of quick things. So number one, yes, if you or your loved one are willing to scoop up your entrails and get you to the hospital, that's love. But you know what also is love, which to me is just as bad? Okay? If you're at a point where you will clip your man's toenails, that's love. Okay? Because I'm just saying, that's fucking love. Because I do my own. I don't want anybody, nobody, and I don't want to clip nobody's fucking nasty.
I don't even do mine after.
I'm just saying
the nail salon.
Okay, that's love. You clip someone's toenails for them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's real.
Mm-hmm.
So
it has to be.
That's why I'm saying, at the very least, that's a loving wife. That's a hella loving wife. Oh my God. Ugh,
she said, "Yep, take up the intestines, put them on the towel, let's go home."
Think about it.
All right, next one. This is about a garlic clove. My boyfriend once had a sore tooth, so we put a garlic clove over it. This works pretty well normally, and it makes it hurt a lot less. But this time, he fell asleep with it inside his mouth. It burned through his gums and left a nasty wound and just pretty much made the whole thing worse.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't even garlic do that.
I didn't know that either. I know that it has some spice to it, some acidity maybe, because garlic,
Right.
especially if it was like the kind like you buy in like in the squeeze bottle.
Mhm. No, it was the whole
But he just
garlic.
took
Yeah.
But who the fuck does that? Like, who takes a
Apparently,
fucking
it's
big
good
garlic
for
clove?
like sore teeth or something
You
like
know
that.
what? There are so many of those old wives' tales, and I don't legit know what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
But here's what I know. I know that if Eric has a toothache, Eric's going to the dentist.
Yep.
Okay, he's not
Yep.
fucking sticking a clove of garlic in his
and
mouth.
falling asleep with that shit in there.
Yeah, with the fucking. You know how much that must like not feel good.
And then I burned through his gums. What the fuck?
It's disgusting. I know. Ugh, awful.
I know. Do you have a Feldman scale for that?
I mean, that's like a 3.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't on purpose, and maybe the motivation was right.
Yeah.
To try to like fix a sore tooth or whatever. But, buddy, oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
that's seriously, that's stupidity at a whole special level.
Yeah.
By the way, and not to like put a damper on all these stories because they're kind of funny and a little tragic at the same time, but does nobody have fucking Google? Like, can nobody just say like, "Hey Google, what would happen if Billy put a full fucking garlic clove in his mouth?" Or, yo Google, how do I scoop up entrails from my fucking intestines?
Exactly.
I'm just saying, like, certain things.
A lot of these things could have been avoided.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yes.
They could have been avoided, but people just don't. They don't research anymore. They just do, and that's the problem. But, all right, next one. This one is about drugs and prostitutes.
Okay.
Drug overdose because a prostitute convinced a male to put meth up his urethra so that when he ejaculated, they could both get high.
Oh,
for those that don't know,
okay.
meth is a vasoconstrictor. So he actually developed erectile dysfunction and kept the entire double dose of meth for himself. He ended up getting a really, really bad urethra stricture and now pees sideways.
Oh.
Imagine having to explain that you pee sideways because once a prostitute decided to tell you and convinced you to put meth up there.
This is a tough one because, I mean, these are all going to be Feldman scale rankings for the most part.
Yeah.
Although this guy's definitely at least a 2.5 dingleberry asshole for just not, again, if only you had a device where you could just ask somebody.
Google is fucking free, everyone.
Just, like, virtually ask for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to score a 2.5 dingleberry just for lack of use of Google and all that. Feldman scale, that's a solid 0.
It's a solid 0.
I mean, oh my god,
meth.
The degree of stupidity is something.
And for him to just be like, yeah, sure, you're right.
Yeah, no, I can't. That's just wow.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, do you have any idea how fucking addicted you must be if you can listen to that
and be like, yeah, you're right.
It makes sense to you,
yeah,
right? And then do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a special kind of addict there. I mean, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yep, and do it.
And by the way, if that wasn't enough to get you into rehab, nothing will. It's only going to be death. That's
it. He pees sideways now, so I guess that's his.
Yeah, I guess so.
His takeaway from that. All right, the next one is titled "Personalized Token of Love."
Aw.
A local legend in our city. I saw the CT scans myself, so I know that this is a real story. Otherwise, I would have not believed it. An artist wanted to give his boyfriend a personalized token of love by getting a plaster cast of his anus. He ended up pouring the plaster into his rectal cavity.
Oh, no.
And as it expanded, it ended up completely sealing it off.
Oh.
Dude was too ashamed to go see a doctor and let it fester for a couple of days until the bloating made him come clean to his boyfriend. The boyfriend wanted to help, so he took a drill to make a hole in the plaster. The drill got stuck.
Hold on. By drill, do you mean...
No, like a drill.
Like a real drill?
A drill, yeah. And the drill got stuck.
You know what? That actually makes it worse.
Yeah, and then he said at that point, they finally decided to seek professional help.
At that point?
At that point.
Okay.
It wasn't the plaster. It took the plaster, the drill getting stuck. So at that point, be like, all right, let's go get help. How is that a personalized token? What was he going to do with that? A plaster of his anus. Why? For what?
I mean, okay, look. I got two comments on this.
Okay.
Number one, slightly off topic, but back when I was young, there was a rumor going around about a very famous actor. His name is Richard Gere.
Okay.
He's been in a lot of big movies from back in the day. Pretty Woman, that's like a classic. He played the main lead next to Julia Roberts. Okay. Well, there were vicious rumors going around. I mean, forever that Richard Gere had to go to the emergency room and he had a live gerbil crammed up his ass, like he was in like weird animal play, hamsters, whatever. By the way, it's not true.
Oh, okay.
But,
I was like, was this a rumor or was
no?
it?
This was like
real?
a rumor, not a real rumor.
Okay.
You know, like no, and there wasn't a weird variation to it.
Okay.
But it just spread, right? And this was before Twitter and all that, right? So you have to understand like the power that rumor had.
It's fucked up.
Okay, it is. But that's what this reminds me of a little bit. Okay, number one. Now, having said that, though, you can buy body part replicas of like famous porn stars.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all dude was trying to do for his boy.
But he wanted it
or girl
himself.
or whatever.
No, his boy. They're gay.
I'm just saying, like, he was just trying to be like, yo, Billy, when I'm not home, right, and you crave, the anus, here, just use the plaster of Paris one, right? I mean, look, honestly, it's a beautiful thought. That's love.
So you agree this is a personalized token of love?
Absolutely. It backfired severely, right, in every way possible.
Every way possible.
Okay, but
every way possible.
It was a beautiful thought. Okay, how about this? Imagine, forget that they're a gay couple, okay? Imagine you go to your boyfriend and be like, yo, Billy, my job requires that I travel a lot, and I'm not always going to be home, and I don't want you stepping out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you a mold of my front and my back, okay? And whenever you are in the mood and I'm not around, just have at it. You don't think he would be like, yo, Lucinda, that's fucking beautiful. Right?
But instead, look what happened. That's the worst part.
Okay.
But the thing is, and then this guy kept it a secret.
That's where the Feldman scale.
He had the plaster stuck in his anus for days.
Like 3 fucking days, yeah. That's where the Feldman scale really tips over, right?
And then for the boyfriend not to immediately be like, maybe we should go get you medical help. He said, no, I'm going to drill a hole into the plaster so we can try to get it out.
Oh, and by the way, depending on the city they lived in, that may not even be the weirdest shit doctors have seen.
No, probably not.
Like if they're in the Bay Area, like in San Francisco, that's probably par for the course.
Yeah.
Right? There wouldn't have been any shame okay, listen, if Plastic Billy or Plaster Billy had just gone to the ER right away and like, yo, doc, I think I fucked up.
It wouldn't have got to that point.
Right.
Exactly.
But that's where I'm saying like the Feldman scale is off the charts on this one. How do you walk around, sit, paint, eat, drive?
My thing is, how the fuck did he get to the hospital with the drill in his ass?
Oh, no, I'm sure they took the drill bit off. If it's a real drill, they can unscrew it. Maybe he had a little piece sticking out.
Oh, that's true.
But I got a better one. How do you explain to boyfriend, like, yo, I know you got me this beautiful mold. Or no, how do you explain to boyfriend he hasn't seen it yet?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, Billy, how about tonight? You're like, no, I don't, not tonight. Why? You feel okay? Yeah, just,
Bloated.
Yeah, a little headache, upset stomach, a little gassy, right? And then, but imagine, by day 3, like, yo, Billy, what's wrong here? Why, well, I don't know. I maybe have to go to the doctor.
Yeah, at that point, he was actually bloated. At that point, he actually had,
this is much more Feldman scale-y than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, next one.
All right.
This one was funny to me.
Okay.
It's called two-parter injury. Here's a two-parter. I was soldering wires in a basement at a friend's house in the dead of winter. I went to put the soldering iron into the holder, but it slipped out. Without thinking, I reached down and I caught it before it hit the floor. By the tip. Instant searing, white, hot pain. There was no cold water faucet in the basement, so I threw open the bulkhead door, ran outside, and plunged my throbbing hand into the snow. The temperature was in the teens, but I kept my hand in the snowbank as long as I could stand it.
Oh, that was stupid.
I know. After a few minutes, I was freezing. So I run back into the basement through the bulkhead, smacked my forehead into the concrete header, cut my head open, and knocked myself out as I fell down the stairs. I came to with my hand throbbing, my ribs bruised, head aching, and covered with blood. But at least I didn't break any bones.
Is it really at least? Is there really an upside to this?
I want to know how he didn't break any bones.
Well,
that I think should be...
I mean, this is a good example of what I mean, where people go on Reddit thinking they're getting accolades. It's like, well, at least look, I didn't break any bones. Look at all the stupid shit you did. And okay, you know what it reminds me of? I know he's not everybody's favorite, but Chris Rock. Okay, Chris Rock had this bit for a while where people would brag about shit that they were supposed to be doing anyway.
Right.
It's like, yo, I ain't never been to jail. Well, man, you're not supposed to.
Exactly.
That's not something you brag about. Same thing. Man, I ain't behind. I pay my child support. Yeah, well, you're fucking
You're supposed
right.
to. Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Exactly.
Right? Just like
Exactly.
well, just because I didn't break any bones, well, man. Just because you didn't break any bones doesn't mean you weren't stupid.
Exactly.
Like, wow.
Exactly.
But that's a pretty. By the way, I understand the reaction, like you burn yourself, so you want to cool it off. But I don't. He doesn't know that when you do that, you're just going to blister and make it 10 times worse.
Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly. And then to come back, but all of that is just. It sounds like a movie or like one of those like funny videos you see. You do all of that, you come back, he hits his head, knocks out, falls down the stairs, and it's like, how do you? At that point, I'd be like, you know what? I'm never doing this ever in my life again. I'm never working. I'm never fixing anything in my home by myself ever again.
You want to hear a true story about an obscure injury?
Okay.
I'm not making this up. So we had me and Nepo's dad. We had this other friend. We'll call him Shoddy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Shoddy was always prone to shit happening to him.
Right.
Like, you name it.
Right.
Okay. His nickname was Chief Rotten Luck.
Right.
Okay. One day we went to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Shoddy, who is lily whiter than me, forgot his sunscreen.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay. But we weren't there that long, right? And so we all went home. And then later on that night, it was like Saturday night, let's go pick up Shoddy from Shoddy's house and we'll go out. So we call Shoddy and he's like, no, guys, I don't feel like going out tonight. I'm just kind of tired. Now, when you're a teenage boy or whatever, like that, there's no.
Right.
We don't take no for an answer.
Right.
So we just showed up. Now, on our way over there, right, I say to Nepo's dad, I say, watch, I bet you anything that he's got like severe sunburn and he's laid up on the couch and he's got like a tumbler and he's got one of those fucking straws that bend,
Mm-hmm.
okay, the bendy straws. Okay. I'm not lying. When we got there, God is my witness. He had the fucking bendy straw in a cup, like giving himself like fucking like cranberry juice or something.
God.
And the front of his body was like beet red. Like it didn't blister yet, but you could tell. And we called it. We knew exactly.
You guys knew what happened.
As soon as he's like, no, I'm just kind of tired. I'm not going to go out tonight, guys.
Exactly.
Oh,
you knew
yeah.
exactly where that
we
came
knew
from.
exactly.
Oh my God.
And we predicted the fucking bendy all the way down to the bendy straw. Shoddy's the guy that if we all went skydiving, right?
His wouldn't open?
No, it would, but he'd get caught up in like one of those like jet streams.
Oh my God.
And he'd be like blown off course,
Yep.
like have to land in a tree.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I mean by just, I told you the horse race story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Shoddy.
Yeah.
Right? Talk about,
It's bad
that's
luck.
an obscure injury for the jockey.
He's also the person who crashed the car right after he got it, right?
Right. And then right after he got it back from being fixed.
There you go. Yeah.
That was
See?
the worst one.
Yeah. Yeah, just bad luck all around.
Yes. All right.
Bad luck
all
all
right.
around.
Next one. Sorry, I know we're letting this get away from us.
I know, you're good. All right, we have two more.
Okay.
So this one says, I was running through the store while my mom was pregnant. I wasn't listening as usual, but I ran into the metal rack that holds clothes. I ended up cutting my head open so badly you could see my skull. The store didn't even call 911. They offered to drive my mom's car to the hospital with my mom and I in the back of the car holding pressure on my head. That's what happened. We had to wait hours in the emergency room, and the whole time my mom was pregnant and I was just bleeding out everywhere. At least I got a free stuffed animal cow from the store for my troubles.
I guess that, look, I suppose there's a bright side to everything.
I guess, she got whatever, got a free stuffed animal cow from the store. Why did the store not call 911? That's my biggest concern is why the store was like, no, actually, you are going to drive them to the hospital.
That's a good question. I wonder, maybe the employee was not very smart on her feet or freaked out or panicked.
I know I always joke when I'm like, don't call me an ambulance, get me an Uber, it's cheaper. But like, I feel like if my skull was open to the fact you could see my bone, I think we should probably call that ambulance.
Especially if you're a third-party business owner and you want to avoid liability.
And this is a child?
Yeah, the last thing I would do would be like, yo, Ma, take your fucked up, beat up kid home. Or you drive.
Yeah.
You take him. No.
Yeah.
We disavow any. By the way, I hate to say this. You know who would do something like that? Like
Persians?
Yes, or fucking Indians.
Yeah.
Okay? That's a Dupinder move.
Yeah.
No, you take your own card, please. Not to involve us. Do not involve the business.
I'm surprised our parking guy here has called the ambulance like twice. So.
Yeah, well, he also, oddly enough, he himself happens to be a lawyer that doesn't practice, and he fucking runs the Valley Parking service. And that's real. He really is a lawyer that doesn't practice.
Yeah, he makes more money on the parking.
He might. Honestly, he might.
Yeah.
Listen, Beverly Hills parking lot's probably not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you, it doesn't make him smart.
No, it doesn't.
At least not when it comes to like fucking with us.
No, it doesn't.
But
he's got an ambulance, so let's be glad.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
All right, last one.
Yeah, that's true. We had a guy literally die.
Yeah.
in the park. I mean, I hate to say it because he was a very nice guy, but yeah, we're talking about obscure injuries. A guy
We don't know how long he was down there.
Yeah, I mean, he might have been down there passed out or dead for hours.
Or the old lady that tripped over some like oil or something like that, and they had to call the ambulance for her too.
Fuck her.
I know she was in a walker and like apparently she like tripped, slipped, fell.
Yeah, she didn't trip. She was looking for a payday.
She definitely was. But all right, last story.
All right.
So this one's titled "Curling Iron versus Cornea." I burned my eyeball while styling my hair. I was curling my bangs when the curling iron slipped out of my hands. I looked down to see it drop as I was catching it. Well, the curling iron right to the eyeball. I heard it go as it burnt to my cornea. Luckily, I still have my vision, which is insane.
That's crazy. I even get it how it could get that close to your eye if you're curling your bangs or whatever. I mean, it's stupid, but I could see where you might, mistake that.
I don't. You shouldn't curl your bangs with the curling iron. You should get one of those brushes, the big brushes. Those won't hit your eye. But a curling iron, it couldn't have been that hot. I'm guessing it couldn't have been at like maximum like heat because maximum is like 400, 500 degrees. I really feel like it couldn't be that hot for it not to burn through your cornea and you still have vision. But that now that's a fear now. That's a fear.
Honestly, I don't know.
I've burned myself with the curling iron on my face, my ears, my neck, but I've never had it even be close to my eye enough to burn it. So,
you have to remind me because I don't always remember, but have I shared on the podcast my own personal obscure injury when eating hot wings?
I think you have, actually. Would you like to say it? I feel like it classifies. We have new people.
You're right. So,
like you should share it.
In order to make sure our incredible audience now, over 8,000, I'm still, honestly, I'm in awe. I'm amazed by you guys. Yeah. So I have my own kind of sad and obscure injury. Long time ago, I was out with Nepo's dad, another friend. We were out and we went to this club called BB King's, like a blues club at Universal City Walk, and they have these like really, really good spicy hot wings. So like, let's get some wings. So we kept ordering plates of wings, just drinking beer and eating wings, bare hands, just typical caveman, fuck it. Well, after 5 or 6 pitchers, well, not pitchers, but 5 or 6 mugs, like we'd order a pitcher at a time and go through them. So maybe our third pitcher. I had to pee really bad. So I just got up and I kind of stumbled my way to the men's room, not remembering that I had fucking buffalo sauce all over my hands.
Yeah.
So I just casually reached down to like let Willie out so I could take a leak. And, it's starting to come. And then like 3 or 4 seconds in, I feel like I'm on fucking fire. Oh my God. Well, what is it? It's all the fucking buffalo sauce that was still on my hands.
Oh my God.
So I had to like hobble over to the fucking sink with my junk out so I could rinse it off and rinse my hands off. I wasn't even done peeing.
You're just lucky no one was in the bathroom.
Yes. Eventually somebody did come in when I was kind of done. Right. So they could see like the weird buffalo sauce in the sink. You know what that must have looked like?
What?
Like all that red, nasty, thick sauce. And they must have looked like I threw up blood or something.
Probably.
Mucus and blood, whatever. But oh my God.
Oh my God,
but I was not seeing anything other than the fucking running water in that sink and a way to make this stop.
And that is why Eric does not eat with his hands anymore.
That's right. To this day. This happened, seriously, at least 25 years ago.
Yeah.
At least. And to this day, I don't eat chicken wings or anything with my hands. I will fork and knife a hot wing. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
There's not a single touch of sauce that reaches my hand.
No.
Ever.
It doesn't.
I don't care how much of that wing I leave on the bone.
Yeah. Eric will not.
No.
Eric will not. I've seen him eat the wings. I've seen him. So, yep. No.
So there you go.
I think the worst injury I've ever seen, I was in elementary and we had this one kid. You know how there's like fences around elementaries and they're like those metal fences. This one kid was running and he ran straight into the gate and the metal part of the gate actually went through his forehead when he hit it. And he like bounced back and you could see exactly the cut of like the metal gate and like that little diamond shape. And the guy to this day still has that little bruise, or not bruise, the scar on his forehead. And it was just from running into that metal gate. And I was like, and we all saw it. We were probably like 7 or 8. And we saw him run. And you could tell he wanted to stop. He couldn't.
Damn.
Came back. It was just cut open. I was like,
oh.
No. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. But that wraps up.
All right, so Hurricane,
Yes.
tell them where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at The Bentama Confirm and our podcast Instagram at The Lake Podcast. You can visit our Twitter and TikTok at Bentama Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us or you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
Bye.